Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you two of my best tips for tomorrow's racing. Now before we get stuck into that, let's quickly just reflect on how today's selections performed. In the end, it was a frustrating day today. Our first selection at Uttoxeter was Silver Eclipse. Really from the word go, really wasn't in the mood for it at all. Danny Cook, who was in the saddle, was urging him along numerous times during the race and he wasn't really responding. And in the end, he formed well below par, and I think he might have got pulled up in the end. So, yeah, disappointing run from him there. Maybe a return to Haydock might see him in a better light. That's where he's got an unbelievable course record, despite winning at the very race at Uttoxeter last year. I'm not sure what went wrong for him. Maybe he wasn't in the mood. Maybe Sue Smith's stable need to be in a little bit of a richer vein of form for him to be firing on all cylinders. But yeah, put a line through that run. Too bad to be true, and hopefully we can see him to better effect next time out. So yeah, Silver Eclipse, very disappointing today, but fingers crossed, moving on forward, he'll be running better. Our other selections came at Exeter with the next best, Trans Express. Quite a bit of money around for that horse today for Lucy and Sue Gardner. Went very well from the front for the majority of the race, but just bumped into a well-handicapped horse today in the shape of Nick Gifford's runner. Tabitha Worsley was cruising there, and in the end it was a very comfortable success. So unfortunately that selection finished in second. And then the Nap Le Grand Fromage for Tom Lacey. I thought at one point he was going to be really posing a serious threat there to go and win the race. He travelled very well for a long way, and coming into the home turn he looked like he was going really well. However, there were a couple of horses that were travelling slightly better than he was, and in the end he could only finish in fourth place. So yeah, a tough day today, quite frustrating, but hopefully it's just a blip and we can start the week with a couple of winners. And there's some good racing on tomorrow for Monday. There's some good action at Kempton. We're going to see the return of Shishkin. There's a listed race at Kempton, some good stuff at Ludlow, Musselburgh. Not a bad afternoon at all to be watching the racing if you've got the time. But yeah, we're going to be getting into the first tip tomorrow, which is actually going to run at Kempton. For the Mares listed race is going to be our first tip of the day in the 2 o'clock there, and we're going to be going with my next best here. And I thought this one was a little bit of a price and arguably should be a little bit shorter, and I'm going to recommend the Dirty Each Way here with my next best, and that's a horse called Getaway Totherock for Harry Skelton and Alistair Ralph. Now this horse has got some really good form in the book, was a very emphatic winner last time out when winning at Hereford in a small race by bolting up by 14 lengths. It was a really nice victory that day, beating Dulcita of Paul Nicholls. If you go back through her form, she's actually won some decent handicaps and beaten some fair mares at places like Ludlow, where she's won twice in her career before. And also as well, another thing that's definitely going to be an advantage for her tomorrow is probably stepping up in trip. Now if you look back through her earlier career, she actually won 2 points at over 3 miles. And if we look at the favourite currently for this race, who's the Martin Pipe winner, Indefatigable, she's never tackled 3 miles in her career. And if you look at her pedigree, it's not really one that screams stayerty. She's got more of a flat-based pedigree, but obviously she's done very well to take to the jumps, you know, and is a listed winner, winning the Martin Pipe, you know. I think she might be a Grade 2 winner as well. I think it's a Grade 2 race she won at Warwick. But still, nonetheless, you know, tomorrow she's going up in trip tomorrow, another half a mile, which we don't know if that will be a good for her. And sometimes she just takes a couple of runs to get fit. She has had a spin in a listed race at Lingfield on the all-weather, where she finished a credible 7th place a few weeks ago. However, that still would concern me, the fact she's not really run over 3 miles before, and the fact that it's going to be her first attempt at it tomorrow and she's such a short price. I think there could be a bit of a boil over on the cards here, and I think our selection here has got a very good chance and is coming in here slightly under the radar. And with her good form, and also as well the fact we know she should be able to stay, she's got 3 miles in her pedigree, and she's won over 3 miles twice in the past before, and she tends to go well this way round. She's won 3 times at right-handed tracks. Again, that's going to be a major positive for her. And this mare, I don't think we've quite got to the bottom of her yet, and I think she's a dangerous player in this race tomorrow and is not to be underestimated. So that is why she is going to be my next best of the day. We then go with my Nap, which runs in the 3:20 at Ludlow. Quite a nice looking novice chase here, but I thought House Island here would take all the beating for Sam Twiston Davis, riding for Paul Webber. Now this horse at the time of recording was available at 7-4 with Bet365, and I think this horse, House Island, tomorrow can go one better this time out. Now last time we saw him, he made his chase debut at Newbury, which is always normally a really hot novice chase. Was won last year by Champ, and the big breakaway before he won at Cheltenham was actually meant to be running in this race, but was a late non-runner. However, the winner of that race was a horse called Kaluki for Phil Hobbs, and that was a really nice performance by Kaluki. And House Island, to be fair to him on his chase debut, did jump very well for a long way. However, going back to Ludlow tomorrow in the track that he's won out in the past, he won a novice hurdle here. I think going this way round will see him to better effect. And the horse really that's probably his main danger tomorrow, if the betting would have you believe, is Pylon for Philip Hobbs, who again was in that finish with Indefatigable in the Martin Pipe. I would be a bit concerned there, and a lot of Phil Hobbs's horses haven't been running up to scratch at the moment, whereas this horse, I think, will benefit from that run. He benefited from it last year, and also as well, if you go back through some of his hurdle form, it was pretty good last year. Finished 8th place in the Albert Bartlett, which is probably one of the strongest novice races we saw at the festival. Been franked quite a few times by quite a few horses. Latest exhibitions, won over fences okay, didn't win next time out. However, he did boost the form. I think you had Fury Road in there, you had the Wolf, a couple of other horses as well. Looks like it's going to be a race you probably want to be following. And House Island as well finished second in a listed race behind Enrillo. It's Sandown who's broken his tag over fences. So yeah, a lot of things to like about House Island tomorrow. I think he brings a touch of class to this race along with Pylon, and at the prices, I think he'll be beating Pylon. Pylon was quite unconvincing to me, very well beaten out sight on his chase debut, if I remember correctly, at Cheltenham. So yeah, for me, House Island tomorrow at 7-4 is a good thing in this race tomorrow, and I think it's the one you want to be siding with. So yeah, they're the two tips tomorrow. Quickly just recap then. In the 2 o'clock at Kempton, the mare's listed hurdle, we go Getaway Totherock, 11-2, the dirty each way, there's the next best. And then the nap of the day runs in the 3:20 at Ludlow, House Island 7-4 win bet. So yep, they're the two tips for tomorrow's racing. If you're enjoying these videos, please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe here to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so here already at Lucky Loads 15. Also as well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to know a little bit more about myself, my website is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.